What's up? It's Young Jock and the Streets Morning Takeover. It's your girl Diamond here taking over for Young Jock and the Streets Morning Takeover. But right now, we're gonna put me in the hot seat. Bunny, you got a couple questions you want to
You know
ask
I
me?
do. You know I do. Well, Diamond, you are no stranger to the show. You came and talked about your is it like a Medi spa is kind of what it be considered?
Yes, I have a salon. We're by Mall of Georgia, Diamond Glow Skin. And last time I was here, I was very vocal about the casting call that you got.
Yes.
I mean, the girls were really wrapped around the building. I had it at KOD. Shouts out to Uncle Nelly or whatever. Very interesting. Very interesting. We start filming that thing next week. I have 15 girls in one house. It's going to be
Ooh.
crazy. They go through different challenges. I have estheticians, nail techs, makeup artists, hairstylists, fashion designers, everything beauty. And they go through different challenges to win a cash prize, $5,000, and to be able to win a spot in my salon. So I'm super excited about, putting people in position and really just seeing the new fresh talent that we have out there.
Yes, I can't wait to watch it.
Somebody's
going
gonna
to
be winning
dramatic?
Yes.
Yeah, $5,000 Swin.
And a spot in
And
my
a spot
salon.
at your salon.
Yep.
So, the money and the earnings keep going. I like it. I like it. Now,
Thank
Swin, I know
you.
you wanted to talk about Diamond being in some movies.
Yeah,
You had
man.
8
Yeah.
of
Earlier
them
in the
this
show,
year.
Diamond, you told us 8 of them.
Yes.
And many more to come in 2024. Have you experienced or can you relate with the topic that Taraji P. Henson was talking about just only a few days ago concerning Color Purple? And if you take it back a little bit, Monique, she even spoke on how women just really aren't getting their just due in this acting world. Have you experienced anything like that? Has it been good for you? Has it been bad?
Well, my acting experience, glory be to God, has been great as far as dealing with great production companies, great directors. But it had been brought to my attention when I first got my check, reality TV show, also in a movie where my mom pointed out that, at that time, women were only getting 70 cents to the dollar compared to a man. Now I think we're 82%?
82 cents.
82 cents, I'm sorry, 82 cents to the dollar when men get their full dollar as far as once they figure out when they're cutting you your check, you're a female. So, I mean, that stuff is really real. We really work hard. I remember it was a time where we wasn't even this far. I feel like we got a lot more work to do. It takes sometimes for people or women to be bold enough to kind of step up and explain what they're going through to shed light on the situation so we can make some changes.
Now, do you believe it's because women do not have a negotiator or a manager or somebody to make sure that they negotiate the full amount on their check? Because you're technically an independent actor. I don't think you're under SAG based off how you're speaking. So that means
I
you
am.
can. Oh, so you okay? So you still have that. So are you able to negotiate your price?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on, like you said, who you have to represent you and how your paperwork is structured. I mean, people can smile, say all nice things to you all day, but when it comes down to handling business, you got to really have those people who are willing to go in there and get their hands dirty to fight for what you want. And if it doesn't suit you, you got to be willing to walk away and know that God will have something else in store for you. You know what I'm saying? When one door closes, another one opens.
That's real. And shout out a few of the movies that you are in and will be in.
Shout out to director Jerry. Wide Open, that film I was in. It was a movie based off of Andre Rison's life. Pure Finesse. Shouts out to Deuce. There's another movie coming out, which I don't know if I can say too much detail, but it's coming out. Shouts out to Jason D. Banks. It comes out in February. And it's pretty much about just women hustling, dealing with some things in the street, which women come in all different walks of life or whatever, but just being put in certain situations to where you have to do things to take care of your family is what I will say. So a lot of that stuff, I have comedy roles where I'm just kind of showing that I'm versatile. I don't want to be typecast to where I got to do gangster roles. I got to do this. I got to do that. So I don't have a list in front of me. Oh my gosh. But yeah.
No, we know to watch out
Yes.
for you on the screen.
Yes, Tubi,
on the big
all
screen.
that stuff. Yes.
Actress, music artist, and much, much more. We're kicking it right now with Diamond, taking over Young Jock in the Streets Morning Takeover.
We've got Diamond ATL taking over the airwaves today, and we're just catching up with Diamond. Now, of course, I have to get the tea because I am a love and hip hop ATL
Here we go.
watcher.
Here we go.
Yes, and I just felt like the last time we had you on, Diamond, I didn't get to ask the questions I wanted to ask.
Okay, Bunny.
So I'm going to already kick it off with the question that I think a lot of people were asking. Maybe you answered, maybe you didn't. But were you and Scrappy a thing?
We dated years ago. It's been about 12 years ago.
Oof, that's a long time.
Long time for about lived together and everything. I think for about 8 years. But since the Millennium Tour, because at that point, after the breakup, we really weren't speaking to each other. But the Millennium Tour had Trillville, Crime Mob, himself and other people to where we had to work together. We had the Crunk set, and we ended up being cool, kind of like rekindling our friendship and so forth. Relinking up with Mama D, his family, my family.
Like a reunion.
So yeah, so we're in a great space. You know what I'm saying? We're friends.
But did you guys rekindle it? Because the last time you came here, the next day you hopped on IG and was posted. I was like,
what was that about?
We just talked to you less than 24 hours ago.
Oh, you're not entertained.
You know we saw it. So I was like, so were you with him? Were you not with him?
I'm
did
doing
you
my
do
job.
Ashanti and Nelly?
I'm doing my job. Y'all got to
Okay.
tune in. I think it's January 9th.
Okay, so it's going to drop and we're going to
Part
see
B.
what happened.
Yes, we going to see. I want to see what happens.
Not you want to
Hold on. Love and Hip Hop is returning January 9th.
Yes, it is. Part B.
Wow,
Part B.
It's gonna be
'cause they're
juicy.
with MTV now, so
Yes.
I know they're doing very long seasons.
Yes.
All right, so what else can we expect on Love and Hip Hop? Of course, I know you'll probably show us some music.
Yes.
And then, of course, we're going to get a little messy.
Yes.
But you're going to clean it up. So what else can we expect on Love and Hip Hop?
Well, I think it was more that I wanted to show as far as like my salon and movie roles and so forth. But I was just happy that I was able to do more confessions and kind of like speak what I'm feeling in certain scenes. I was able to kind of film with a lot of other cast members, not kind of just be in one bubble, go to different events, mingle with people more, did some scenes with Jock and so forth. So I think that as we continue to film, it get a chance to show people more of what I have going on. I think the first half, people saw me, but they didn't really see me enough. That's the response I was getting from the people, from the fans. So I'm more vocal this time. You'll get a chance to see me be vulnerable. In one instance, I lost my father, and that was very, very traumatic for me. And I was able to connect with other women. I made a posting about it. And it allowed me to connect not just with other women, because I'm definitely a daddy's girl, but it allowed me to connect with other people who have probably lost a mother or a father, and to show me being vulnerable, to cry on television. It's like only my second time ever, but I was caught off guard. I didn't really expect to, like, that was my first time.
So that was real
real
reality.
tears,
Yeah.
breaking down. Like, I just bury myself in work, so really having that moment to kind of like let it all out will definitely allow people to connect with me in a different space.
That's okay.
I got a question for you.
Sorry.
For you, Diamond, real quick, because I know we're running out of time, but your take on the female rap game, or females in the rap game, I should say. We're coming to the closing days of celebrating 50 years of hip hop.
Yes.
And Rolling Stones named Sexy Red's Ski number
my
one rap
God.
song.
Wow.
I'm not a
Yes,
fan.
of
I'm not a fan of that
2023.
decision.
But what are your thoughts? Because we know Crime Mob, when you guys were
Yes.
together in the streets and things, it may not have looked like Sexy Red, but still had the same atmosphere, I would say, like
Absolutely.
of turn up and
Unapologetic,
yes.
Different color hair, the dreads, I would say ratchet at its finest is what we were.
Yes.
Now I'm a bit more polished. I think the reason why people love Sexy Red so much is because it's like, this is who I am. Like, come as you are type, it's just like, I don't have nothing to hide. I come from an era where you couldn't be pregnant, you couldn't have a boyfriend, you couldn't, like, now you can have kids, you can perform being pregnant, you can go as long as you want to go. It's literally up to you. And I think that people are really taken to the fact that she's being consistent and she is being who she is. She's not trying to, she's polishing herself up. You see that she's showing her growth over time, but she's never like portrayed like she was so perfect and she had it all figured out. And people really can connect with that when they see you start from somewhere and you you build your brand, you kind of polish it up along the way. And most importantly, we're in an era now where you see there's multiple women. You know, back then it was still women, but they only want to put one or two in the forefront.
Yeah.
So you got her, you got the Ice Spice, you got the Flo Millies. I mean, they're different shades, colors, sizes. And I like the fact that we have variety. I think that's important because not one female can speak for all women. You know what I'm saying? Anything goes.
Well,
I gotta
do
say
have
this.
to.
Go ahead, Bonnie.
I'm definitely gonna have to ask you, what do you think the perception that Sexy Red is putting out there, how is that affecting our young women's mentals because they are following Sexy Red? Music is so influential. Do you think that it's really molding the way that people view women and how we are going to be raised, or our kids are being raised by Sexy Red?
I mean, I think that she's being herself, but at the same time, I've seen interviews where she was kind of like, you turn it off and on. Like for me, I know a lot of the music that I make or have made is like ratchet, but if you sit down and talk to me, you see I'm very intelligent. Everything I do is calculated. I know what I'm doing. So sometimes she probably plays into, I know this is gonna be clickbait or in it, because y'all gonna do it anyway. So if y'all gonna do it, let me control my narrative and let me control whatever the clickbait is in this situation. But I think it starts at home. You have to have that conversation with your kids. You should not be in a situation to where you're allowing other people, music, television, social media to raise your kids, you know. But at the same time, it's that fine line of being a woman and being accountable and being in the limelight of how you carry yourself. And I think at some point, I've definitely seen her grow and evolve, that she will be able to kind of shape that up or clean up in other areas where she see fit based off of, you know, whatever backlash she's getting. I've, you know, digged all the way into everyday Sexy Red, but from the things that I've seen that kind of like went viral and so forth, like I think she did a scene or she did an interview with Just Hilarious where she kind of expressed certain things bothered her feelings or whatever the case. So people got a chance to see like, okay, this girl is really human. She has feelings, you know, and whatever her take was, you know, just apologize. They were able to hash it out like real women. Guys do it all the time. You know what I'm saying? So why can't we have our disagreements, hash it out, get our bag and keep it moving, you know?
I agree.
Diamond, I'm going to go ahead and put myself out there. I'm 35 years old. I don't know how old you are, and I know you're not supposed to ask a woman how
I'm 35.
old. You're 35.
Looking,
okay, so
looking every bit of 18.
I'm telling you. So that dynamic right there, especially when you have interaction with fans, you came into the rap game at such a very young age, and we literally grew up with you. So when you meet fans and you have those kind of interactions, is that weird? Because I put it like this, like, okay, I was also listening to Wayne. I was listening to Jay-Z. I was listening to, you know, DMX, these guys that are probably, you know, 5 to 6 to 10 years older than me. But you're right here with us. You know what I mean? How is that interaction with fans?
It's a blessing. It's sometimes, because like I've been doing it for so long, since I was 14, it just comes second nature. But to hear that when I meet people, they come and say, oh, you raised me, or I grew up with you, it's a blessing. But I also feel like I'm right in the middle between, like you said, some of the older people who helped raise us, or like the Brads, the Eves, the Queen Latifahs. But I'm also, you know, and the up and coming, the Sexy Reds, the Ice Spice. I'm right in that middle to kind of help bridge that gap between the older generation and the young generation. So I feel like I have a certain duty. Like I have a certain job that I have to do because I come from structure, you know, from seeing the ones that came before me. So it's important for me to implement some type of structure to the up and coming younger girls and pour back. Like Glorilla just was here for the CMG concert.
Yep.
She had me to come out or whatever, and my other group member to come out. That was beautiful that she paid homage. It was very humble, very sweet. And the fans loved it. Her fans loved it. My fans loved it. And I think that's important. You know, I'm big on energy. As long as the energy, you give me good energy, I give you good energy. If it ain't no good energy, I'm going to let you stay where you at and I'm going to stay where I'm at. But if I can help it, I know that it's important to kind of like give back and pour into, you know, the up and coming generation.
Right. Because I want to see, especially with Love and Hip Hop this year, some movies this year by homecoming season. Next year, I want to see Diamond on stage performing Rock Your Hips and performing Nuck If You Buck.
Yes.
And I want to see Diamond on stage performing her new music, you know, and I want to see that because of the culture that is happening right now in hip hop with women dominating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I would love to see you at Fort Valley State, Albany
Thank
State.
you. And it needs to be more consistent because I do tour by myself. You know, I do tour with the group as well. But like you said, I definitely need to be more consistent with those larger crowds, HBCUs, festivals, and so forth. You're right. That's my goal.
You'll kill the HBCU.
2024.
And a
yeah,
lot
they'll
of
love
the
them.
Southern, I say PWIs, because a lot of that black student population
Right.
is equal to a lot of HBCU student population. So, you know, you got numbers out there.
Thank you.
Yep.
Now,
Go
will
get it.
we see a possible Princess and Diamond collab? I know you guys were kind of, you know, just women do as women relationships happen. But will we possibly see that come back?
Maybe somewhere down the line.
Maybe.
That's
Okay.
not like on my radar right now.
Okay.
It's more so if anything you would see me with the whole entire
whole thing.
group.
Gotcha.
But I want to get some more things established, like he said, kind of do more of those arena shows solo and so forth, because I worked so hard to be able to identify myself, just like some of the other group members, because you know it's kind of hard when you coming from a group and you're trying to identify yourself individually. You can kind of get lost in that sauce. So once I feel like I get to a certain point where I'm like, okay, job well done, and let's go back over here and do some stuff. But I am thankful that that door is still open and that people still want that from us.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because people love the City Girls all day. They, you know, done a great job seeing their growth from where they started to where they are now. Very empowering. So yeah, somewhere down the line, I'm sure that we can make that happen.
Make something happen.
Got a question for you, Diamond. What does Valentine's Day mean to you?
Ooh, I'm big on Valentine's Day.
Oh.
If we coloring, that's what I like to say. You my person, I'm your person. We have to, and it's not just about men doing stuff for women. I feel like women should still do stuff for their partner as well. You know, I think that it don't have to be extravagant. It's the thought that counts, but that is, for most women, that's a major day for us.
Yeah.
So you better be coming with
Something.
Okay.
Something.
If you want a little sun.
Diamond, tell us about motherhood.
Motherhood, wow. Motherhood has changed my life. It has humbled me in so many different ways. I get out here and work every day like it's my first and my last. A lot of stuff that I do now I wasn't doing and wouldn't be doing if I have a kid. Like I'm literally building a legacy for him. Before I had my son, I was just traveling, leaving, going on a one way. No round trips. Just one way wherever I go. And when I feel like leaving, I go somewhere else, or I ain't doing that with you. And it's, you know, I don't got to do it, but it humbles you. But at the same time, it also makes me more eager, more aggressive. Like at the end of the day, I'm making it home to my son. I don't know what you doing. Or even when I'm out here like in the streets, if I ever had any confrontation, like it's more of a survival. If you ever see like lions and stuff, like how they are with their cubs, like it just puts you in a whole another mind frame. I'm a single parent, like, you know, and my son is dependent on me. So yeah, I do the touring, I do the music, I do the beauty, I do the reality. But at the same time, I'm going to go do my stuff and I'm going to come back to make sure I take him to school. I'm picking them up. I'm taking them to karate, baseball. I'm very hands-on. Like I'm in the industry, but I've also saw where so many kids talked about how their grandparents raised them, how they weren't really raised. Like at the end of the day, if it come down to my son having to do homeschool, if this take off to like some Beyonce level, he coming with me on the road. Unless I can find like that happy medium of some days on the road, some days with him being at school. But I just really believe in just being hands-on. You know, it has really changed my life for the better.
I've heard that. Well, I just have a comment. I mean, I've heard that, you know, a lot of women end up going harder when they have kids because it just is a different mindset.
There's no love like
a kid's love.
You know, you love guys here and there, you whatever you have your situation. But I'm like, shoot, if it don't work out, I still got my son at the end of the day. Like I'm going to put my best foot forward and whatever, if I'm dating or talking to somebody or whatever, but all else fails, shoot, it's just me and my son at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Diamond, you've been getting money for a long time.
Yes.
And you are still getting money. You're getting new money.
Yes.
Did money change you or did it enhance the person you already were?
I feel like money changed the people around me. Money and fame. I'm still the same person. I was already a giver. Like I would give people my last. I'm the same way now. But when I say change people, if you get some people who appreciate that, and then you get some people who will look at you as a target, an easy target, to try to come with the sob story or, you know, my friends like to say, "Oh, Diamond, you know you love projects where people are going through some stuff and you want to help, you know." But it's that fine line of not enabling a person. You know, it's like I got to see that you're willing to help yourself. I do everything for you. You're going to continue to just take advantage. So I've had a hard time with that, with kind of people coming at me for fame or money or what I can do for them, or feeling like, oh, she an easy target, she nice, or she's giving, you know. But it definitely enhanced who I am because I was a giver then. I'm an even more bigger giver now. But I'm not bound by materialistic things. I like nice things, but materialistic things don't make me. Whether I have a dollar or not, I'm still gonna walk the same way, talk this. I'm still gonna keep myself up. You know, you still work hard. Whether I have $0 or a lot of money, I'm still gonna put in that same amount of effort into my work. You know.
Now, Diamond, would you date a man that makes less than you?
Well, at one point, I was like, I wouldn't have an issue with it, but now, now I have to. I guess I had another project. I don't know. I saw all the things that he could do. I saw all the potential in him, you know. But then I think I heard this saying that, you know, when they get their little money, they gonna leave you. And that's exactly what happened. You know, you help a person while they were down, they start feeling themselves, getting their little money, and it was like, hold on, do you know who I am? I'm me at the end of the day. So you gotta, and when I say less money than me, it ain't, I'm talking about like less.
Yeah.
You know, it could be a little less than me, but like to where I'm paying for everything and doing everything less, nah, I can't even do it.
Yeah,
Wish
I
you
know.
nothing but the best. I just can't.
I know there's always a conversation about, you know, just the male ego that comes with making less than a woman.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's really hard to try to maintain somebody if they're not even up to your level financially.
Yep.
So
Because
no more projects.
Lil don't pay no bills.
It doesn't. No more projects.
You can't call the bill company and be like, well,
I love this man.
he love me, I love him, I ain't got the money, but we love each other. They're going to be like, hey, lights
I
off.
hope you love them $50 that need to be deposited
Period.
right now.
Period.
All right, let's close.
Sorry.
We got plenty.
Yay.
Diamond, we appreciate you coming in and taking over for the Streets Morning Takeover. Tell us where we can find you at so that we can keep up with your salon, so that we can make sure we follow Love and Hip Hop and see your new movies.
Thank you guys for having me. This has been a great experience. You can follow me on Instagram, Diamond ATL. Also follow my shop. It's Diamond Glow Skin with 2 N's. We do facials, eyelash extensions, body contouring, nails, hair. We do it all. One-stop shop. We're located by Mall of Georgia. If not, we can come to you.